Unfortunately for all of us, the billionaires are at it again, with one in particular who is clearly in over his head and doing whatever it takes to appear as though he is somehow the bigger man, while simultaneously trying to wriggle his way out of committing to a fight that he himself proposed.
Well, he is the bigger man.
Well, technically. There's a lot going on with the platform previously known as Twitter, and most of it revolves around the site's owner, who has done everything in his power to destroy the platform along with his credibility and legacy. Elon Musk spent the past couple of days just straight up lying about damn near everything, including but not limited to his platform's monetization, funding of random legal defenses, and then all the way down to his physical prowess and abilities. There's a lot going on in a very little amount of time, and none of it matters, by the way. None of this fucking matters. It's just odd that we're watching two of the richest people in the world bicker at each other and also ruin the internet as we know.
Just fight already. Enough talking. So let's start with the somewhat important stuff first before we get into the playground insults and chest puffing between these two losers, billionaires, Mr. Musk and Mr. Zuck. So over the weekend, Elon continued proving that X has no significant money at its disposal, while also claiming that the company would be willing to take on the legal bills for any of the platform's millions of users if they had been punished by their employer because of something they posted on his social media platform. This is, of course, in spite of the fact that Musk himself has fired people over what they posted on his social media platform. We all saw it.
Yes.
So yeah, this entirely made-up policy is complete bullshit. It has absolutely zero chance of actually happening. But here's what he said. If you were unfairly treated by your employer due to posting or liking something on this platform, we will fund your legal bill. No limit. Please let us know.
Well, it seems like this is just blatant and pathetic engagement farming because Musk knows that all of his most loyal supporters and the people who shell out $8 a month to appear at the top of his mentions, they're all convinced that they are constantly being victimized by everyone around them. Everyone in their entire lives is out to get them.
Yeah, it's borderline gang stalking.
Yeah, when in reality, people just dislike them because they're annoying and or racist. So he knows that by posting something like this, he will just get an endless supply of multi-tweet responses from people who feel as though their lives have been ruined by their shitty posts. And in some cases it might be true, but that's their own fault.
Yeah,
you don't have to log on and post racist shit all the time.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely been many examples of people who talk shit on the internet and then someone figured out who they really were and had maybe they lost their job maybe, but they didn't lose their job for tweeting, lost their job for, not reflecting the values of their employer.
Yeah.
And is it right that, employers and teachers and principals are monitoring people's online content? I don't know. But when you're talking racist shit online, I don't really have any sympathy for you. Go fuck yourself. Who cares? Anyway, it did not take long for the pinnacle of social media victimhood, human gargoyles, Laura Loomer, to chime in and call him out for this ridiculous claim while demanding that Musk start paying her legal bills over the way that she had been treated by the previous regime. Here's a few excerpts from her long, rambling post.
Seriously? I have an active RICO case against Twitter and had both of my congressional campaigns completely deplatformed by this app. Remember when you told me Twitter didn't have any money to pay my legal fees for what Twitter did to me, Elon? Guess that wasn't true after all, since you're now offering to pay everyone else's legal fees. Your own lawyers admitted that I was grossly wronged. But I guess I'm just supposed to forget about how my life was changed forever when I was digitally exterminated and lied about by one of the most powerful companies in the world.
Digital extermination.
Wow. And there was more of the same after that. A bunch of people crying to Elon Musk, begging for help after they torpedoed their mostly public-facing careers by posting some unhinged bullshit or liking or retweeting a bunch of tweets from verified bigots.
I wonder if that guy from a few weeks back who moved across the country to work for that newspaper in Seattle and lost his job over a weekend for just like getting in fights on Twitter.
Now, I got a couple things to say about Hitler. Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
I can't wait for Elon to take on that case.
Yeah, that'll be a very interesting one. A real test case.
So all of these people just screaming into a void that Musk created. Just like, here you go. Like he's Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Send all your complaints right in there because everybody knows I'm not going to pay any legal fees. And also,
it's literally impossible to even like reach out to anyone at Twitter to commence the legal proceedings. Like there's no contact info. You're just tweeting at Elon and hoping he notices your tweet.
This is going to be the same result as the people in Canada who were convinced that the Queen of Canada was going to pay all of their bills that they were sacrificing their homes and stuff for. It's like, no, didn't you hear? The Queen has me covered. And meanwhile, he's created this void that people can scream into. They get nothing in return, and he gets all of the engagement and posts and, as he puts it, unregretted user seconds or whatever. But yeah, he doesn't have any intention on actually backing up, and there is no ability to back up what he said, either through technical means by having some sort of way to contact Twitter and file a complaint about your employer.
He didn't run this by anyone.
Or financially, by actually putting the money up, because there's no money there.
He didn't run this by anyone, the legal department, no one. He just tweeted it. And that's how decisions get made at X.com.
And how could he anyway? Because X is obviously performing horribly, and the engagement and impressions have been consistently falling for weeks now, leaving no other metric to promote aside from the unquantifiable and completely fabricated, unregretted user seconds, which he has been saying more and more recently because it's the only thing that is.
Yeah.
I've
had so many user seconds and I haven't regretted a single one.
Because there's no way to tell, and there's no metric out there to even.
It's not real. It's not a real metric. He made it up.
It's false. The Cybertruck is filled with beautiful Corinthian leather.
Anything Elon says, you can just follow it up with that montage of Jonathan Frakes from Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction. We made it up.
Completely fabricated.
It's a fabrication. We got you. But if anyone actually deserved to have their legal bills funded for their verifiably accurate job loss as a result of tweeting, why doesn't Elon Musk take a look at his own damn company? Here's just one example from an article late last year after Musk had taken over the company where someone was fired for being critical of his leadership, which seems like it would easily qualify for his completely made-up legal defense fund. Here's the New York Times. Sitting at her computer on her living room couch, Sasha Solomon tried to check the latest messages on Slack, only to find her account was locked. She then pulled up her work email account, or tried to, also locked. She logged onto her personal email account and saw something in her inbox from a human resources executive at Twitter. Your recent behavior has violated company policy, the email said, according to Ms. Solomon. She turned to her husband and said, as she recalled in a recent interview, I guess I don't work here anymore. With that, Ms. Solomon had become a part of a small number of media industry employees who lost their jobs this year after using Twitter to take on the institutions where they worked. In Ms. Solomon's case, she directly challenged her boss in a series of tweets.
Yeah, and I looked into the tweets that, led up to this, and it was basically like her just saying that she was worried about Elon Musk buying the company she worked for.
Yeah, I didn't know this one. There was that one guy who was like clearly just like, let's just get it over with, who was just like, hey, by the way, everything he said here is wrong.
Yeah.
This man's talking out of his ass.
And the guy who was fired before he went public with his tweets, but the guy from Iceland.
Oh, yeah, Hallie.
She's like, hey, do I work here? And then Musk just mocked him for a day straight before finding out that he was an Icelandic hero who was going to be owed a boatload of money if Musk actually fired him. And so in this one case, Musk went backwards and apologized.
Yeah, neither party has provided an update on that story. I'm left to assume that guy is simply drawing a monthly salary for doing nothing, which, if true, that's awesome.
Great.
So yeah, essentially Elon Musk wants to help people who have been punished by employers for posting offensive and frequently racist bullshit, but offers no help to people who have been punished for simply being critical of their bosses.
Including Elon.
So, okay, got it. None of this matters, though, because like we said, this offer is coming from a guy who has refused to pay rent on company buildings, fees on server costs, severance for his own old employees, and as we'll get to right now, has already missed payments to people participating in his select group of influencers who are under the impression that they're sharing the revenue of Twitter's very successful and lucrative ad sales business. So in a post late last week, the X support account stated that The number of people signing up for ads revenue sharing has exceeded our expectations. We need a bit more time to review everything for the next payout and aim to get all eligible accounts paid as soon as possible. Meanwhile, all of the people who put faith in Musk to somehow pay them for posting the worst content possible, they're very upset. Elon, where's my money?
Yeah, there was I don't even want to like give them more spotlight, but there's a couple people who were like, we joined in February. We've been approved for this for months.
It's not real.
And we haven't gotten any of all this money, these engagements and impressions we've given to Mr. Musk, and we have nothing to show for it.
This isn't real. It's literally, this entire ad revenue sharing program exists on like a fucking Excel spreadsheet that Elon keeps on his laptop. It's not fucking
They're
real.
like, yeah, add 35 cents to the end of that number so it looks like we didn't just make it up.
Yeah. They're not keeping track of any of this shit.
No, it's a giant, not giant, but like a slush fund where they're like, who's the angriest today?
Did you see that? I can't remember if it was Elon or Linda or some other official account, but they're just like, you're going to want to sign up because like you're making the money. We just can't give it to you until you sign up.
It all just reeks of like middle of the night pyramid scheme bullshit
an MLM.
that you'd see on TV, like on a local station at 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah. It's Y2K slop.
Your money is sitting in our accounts, and it's up to you to unlock it.
Yeah.
Anyways,
it rules that they're all mad.
It's a great side effect of all this. One big problem, though, with running a large social media / banking platform, that seems to be spiraling out of control, though, is, of course, time management. I mean, there's only so many hours in the day. You got to remain very focused.
That's why we're going to Mars. The days are, I think, longer, slightly.
Yeah. It doesn't really, though, seem like Musk is good at time management either, because when he's not being escorted by security guards to the bathroom or posting hypothetical nonsense on the timeline or liking racist memes, he's aggressively training for his big fight against Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg.
Definitely happening, guys.
And Mark Zuckerberg is an equally terrible person, but one who will totally kick Elon's ass in any real physical matchup. And things got extremely stupid this weekend as the two perpetuated this nonsense from their own respective platforms, with Zuckerberg's responses being mostly reactionary because he's the one that called Elon's bluff and demanded to know when and where this would all take place. And as we found out this weekend, Zuck had already tried to get Musk to lock down a date, and he was left on red.
Yeah, he is taking our advice, though, finally.
Yeah.
Talking some shit.
Yeah, he's bumped it up a little bit, though it is still pretty lame, all things considered. But yeah, Musk is coming from a place, Zuck is coming from a place of, he knows that he is the better fighter. He's confident in his abilities. He knows that he would kick Elon's ass, so he gets to play with him a little bit.
He's a better fighter, and also, like, say what you will about the product, but he's been running the world's largest social media company for like 20 years.
Yeah.
Whereas Elon's been running never the #1 social media company ever for like 9 months.
And he's running it right into the ground.
Yeah.
So,
and possibly making Zuckerberg indirectly even more rich, depending on how this all turns out.
Yeah.
Anyway, this all started a few days ago when Musk tweeted, seemingly out of the blue, "Zuck v. Musk fight will be live streamed on X. All proceeds will go to charity for veterans." Which had many people wondering if this was even like mutually agreed upon or just something that popped into Elon's head.
Yeah.
In response to another tweet posted by Elon, which read, "Am lifting weights throughout the day, preparing for the fight. Don't have time to work out, so I just bring them to work." Zuck replied, "I'm ready today. I suggested August 26th when he first challenged, but he hasn't confirmed. Not holding my breath." And another user brought his live streamed on X tweet to Zuckerberg's attention and asked, "Is this also mutually agreed upon?" To which Zuck replied, "More like funding secured." He also had another one where he's like, wouldn't it be better to stream it on a platform that can actually like handle that kind of traffic?
And has built-in charity fundraising already.
Which like, it's a great diss, but it's true.
Factually correct.
It's a factually correct diss.
The best diss.
Like we saw, Ron DeSantis couldn't even do his campaign announcement over audio without the entire fucking website breaking.
Yeah.
How is Twitter going to live stream the fight of the century? It can't.
All of these whatever charity, whatever Veterans Association charity, which remains to be seen, like all of these veterans just like, oh, finally.
Also, like, why
and then just the fight crashes and no money's raised.
Yeah, also, like, why you both are extremely wealthy. Why are you hosting a charity match? Just give the money.
Just give the money.
Just give the fucking money.
You can just donate the money very easily. Elon had apparently $45 billion to just throw away, so maybe he should throw that at multiple charitable organizations.
You see this, like, a lot with, usually big streamers and YouTubers, wherever, are smart enough to realize they themselves need to supply a handsome donation.
Yeah.
They can't just be like, I'm doing activism by like making my fans
Even
pay.
we kick things off with donations.
Yeah, because it would be fucked up not to.
Yeah.
So yeah, the idea of Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg being like, all right, you guys, the veterans, they need the money. So
what are you gonna do? Leave them hanging out to dry? Hey, like, yeah, it is astonishing that they're pointing at everyone else and
these two men together could solve homelessness, like literally end homelessness in this country. Not just veteran homelessness. They could end homelessness if they really wanted to.
Yes.
So it's just extremely funny. This fight's now a charity fight.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Fuck you.
It is done entirely for ego and to market themselves, and I guess as a nice side bonus, a bunch of people with far, far less money than them can give a substantial portion of their net worth to a charity, while Elon and Mark just battle it out in the ring.
And a lot of these people are already giving $8 a month of charity to Elon.
I'm a veteran of the social media wars.
Some of them are paying $12 a month to Elon because they also they subscribe to see his exclusive posts that have all the dankest memes.
Well, fool me once. We didn't take the PPP loan stuff. I won't be fooled again. I will be signing up for the Elon and Zuck charity as a veteran of the war on Christmas.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
I want my money.
It's my money, and I want it now. Linda.
So, yeah, very lame all over. Musk continued to post complete and utter nonsense because this fight it's definitely not happening.
No.
He seems to like forget about it and then remember.
Oh yeah.
And then like 2 weeks later, he's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, still happening." But yeah, his posts, they're just Elon daydreaming out loud, saying, "If the fight is short, I probably win. If long, he may win on endurance. I am much bigger, and there is a reason MMA has weight divisions." Bitch, shut the fuck up. You wouldn't win in any conceivable way. You will absolutely find some way out of this.
Yeah.
Because you did not expect anyone to call your bluff and literally almost certainly did not know when you issued this challenge like 2 months ago that Mark Zuckerberg trains in MMA. Even though that was like public information.
Yeah, it couldn't have worked out more perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He definitely did not know that.
He probably heard, like, right before issuing the challenge, like, "Oh, I heard Mark been doing a little boxing, huh? Well, we'll see who the big." I've got, just by probably the time he's seen them, be like, "Yeah, I'm bigger than him. That means I can take him."
I mean, that's just like child logic.
Yes. Well, that's what he's working with.
Like, I mean, there is a point where like being so much bigger than your opponent, it does swing the fight in a certain way. But he's really, I mean, he's not that much bigger than Zuckerberg, and BJJ of all of the martial arts, it's like you can't even lay down on him because he's just gonna wiggle out from under you.
Yeah.
And choke you out and make you poop your pants in front of the world. So yeah, in the hours that followed all this self-inflicted gaslighting, Musk went on to say that he might not be allowed to fight because his hands are registered. No, because his back hurts.
Yeah.
Oh,
jeez.
Oh, no.
Oh, I can't even get in the ring. Oh, my sciatica.
Yeah, if you're living the kind of sedentary lifestyle where you are injuring your back just from like existing.
Yeah.
Always a great idea to sign up for a mixed martial arts.
Yeah, yeah. When 23 hours of your day is sitting at a desk coming up with bangers, not exactly peak physical form.
Here's what he said. Exact date is still in flux. I'm getting an MRI of my neck and upper back tomorrow. May require surgery before the fight can happen. We'll know this week.
I guess he's gonna have to keep kicking this can. Well, the surgery, then I have to go through all the physical training to get back to the position that I'm in now. Which
he's gonna be dodging this fight for the rest of his life.
That's right. Yeah, it's like what's his name dodging the The guy who promised to get waterboarded. Was it Bill O'Reilly or something?
Glenn Beck?
Maybe. It was one of the Fox guys was like, I'll get waterboarded and I'll do it for charity.
Yeah, I don't remember, but yeah, he immediately was just like, oh, okay, yeah.
No, the Fox guy never went through with it. You're thinking of
Christopher Hitchens?
No,
because he did it.
There was a radio
Cow.
Man Cow did it
Yeah.
and immediately gave up.
God, oh fuck, yep,
Like
sorry.
he's a Chicago disc jockey or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember who the Fox, was it Sean Hannity?
I think it was Hannity, actually.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, he promised he'd get waterboarded and then never did. So this is going to be Elon Musk's getting waterboarded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he should get waterboarded too.
Yeah, throw that in there.
Just for fun.
Like, I'll throw in an extra $10 to charity to see him get waterboarded. Yeah.
Anyway, while we eagerly await the doctor's note that Elon is writing himself with his non-dominant hands.
This doctor
Not
writes
my
like shit.
handwriting, it's completely different handwriting.
Elon is very cool, but not physically fit enough to do this fight.
So while we wait for the next excuse, we should quickly show you an absolutely incredible fight card graphic that Fox News displayed on some recent coverage. They sourced their info from the comically misspelled The Guardian and some other site. And they also had their presumed IQ for some reason.
It's
They're
like
just pulling this shit out of their ass.
Exactly.
But yeah, Elon Musk is listed as 6'1" and 187 pounds.
Not possible.
That is, I am heavier than this version of Elon Musk. And I am like 3 inches shorter than this version of Elon Musk, so there's no fucking way. We've seen you with your shirt off, sir. There's no fucking way. Unless you're hollow.
Speaking of chest puffing, he is permanently puff-chested.
Yeah, who's this man's doctor?
I'm
Trump's doctor?
5'11", maybe 6 with the right shoes on, and I've lost a lot of weight, but 175 now.
Oh, wow.
And then, but that's like, so Elon Musk being just 10 pounds more than me is absurd. This man is well over 200 pounds.
Yeah. I hover basically around 187. And
Yeah.
there's just no fucking way. I'm like,
There's no, it is impossible.
No fucking way.
This is the kind of bullshit that Trump was trying to pull with his doctor. Yeah, I'm 6'5", 230. Like, no, you're not, sir. You're like 300 pounds.
So this is bullshit. It's hilarious. It's cope. It's not true.
No.
It's a lie. But yeah, we've all seen the recent photos of Musk with his shirt off. Come on, man. Even with his shirt on. Nipples protruding at that F1 race.
Yeah.
Disgusting. Sorry, buddy. Fake news.
He's got man tits.
I'm going to put him at 240, and I'm being generous with that.
I think you're probably right. Yeah, I was going to say like 230. That he's probably on the Ozempic.
They all are. You see Jonah Hill recently?
Oh my God.
Buddy.
Yeah, he's
This can't be healthy.
yeah.
You can't keep doing this, sir.
That's what a man with boundaries looks like.
I guess so.
Like, there's gonna be, like I said, all these celebrities, like, yikes. Instead of people going vaccine, they're gonna be going Ozempic.
Ozempic? I mean, and yeah. In almost all cases, yes.
Yeah. Anyways, look, if it ever happens, I look forward to it, I guess, but it won't happen. It just won't happen.
Yeah, I don't see any world in which this happens.
Yeah. Well, anyways.
Sorry, veterans.
Sorry, veterans.
You are staying out on the street.
And it's all because of Elon Musk.
That's right.
So remember that. But if you're sick of all this dumb Musk versus Zuck versus Threads versus X news, sit tight because we get to talk about AI with a side order of Ron DeSantis continuing to act weird as hell and Mr. Beast's just desserts in a second. But first we have to thank today's sponsor, and I hope that lead-in made you hungry.
Hungry.
Hungry. Well, it's time for our sponsor, Factor. With the busy fall season just around the corner, you might be looking for wholesome, convenient meals for jam-packed days. Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit, can help you fuel up fast with chef-prepared, dietitian-approved, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. You'll save time, eat well, and stay on track with your healthy lifestyle. Too busy with your end-of-summer goals to cook, but want to make sure you're eating well? With Factor, skip the extra trip to the grocery store and skip the chopping, prepping, and cleaning up too, while still getting the flavor and nutritional quality that you need.
Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are ready in just 2 minutes, so all you have to do is heat and enjoy, then get back to crushing your goals. Refresh your healthy habits without missing a beat. Choose from 34 plus weekly flavor-packed dietitian-approved meals ready to eat in just 2 minutes. Level up with gourmet plus options prepared to perfection by chefs and ready to eat in record time. Treat yourself to upscale meals with premium ingredients like broccolini, leeks, truffle butter, and asparagus. Looking for calorie-conscious options ahead of the busy season? Try delicious, dietitian-approved calorie-smart meals with around or less than 550 calories per serving. Round out your meal and replenish your snack supply with an assortment of 45 plus add-ons, including breakfast items like their delicious apple cinnamon pancakes, bacon and cheddar egg bites, and potato, bacon, and egg breakfast skillet.
Or for an easy wellness boost, try refreshing beverage options like cold-pressed juices, shakes, and smoothies. With Factor, you can rest assured that you're making a sustainable choice. They offset 100% of their delivery emissions, source 100% renewable electricity for their production sites and offices, and feature sustainably sourced seafood in their meals. This August, get Factor and enjoy eating well without the hassle. Simply choose your meals and enjoy fresh, flavor-packed meals delivered right to your door, ready in just 2 minutes, no prep, no mess. Head to factormeals.com/newsday50 and use code newsday50 to get 50% off. That is code newsday50 at factormeals.com/newsday50 to get 50% off. Check them out. Now let's get back to the news.
So back to the news, and before we get into the AI stuff, we're just way too excited to show you the latest in a long line of Ron DeSantis clips that really make you wonder if he's even actually human. The man is so lacking in any kind of riz that even the most basic human interactions are too much for him. And don't even try to ask him a question about his campaign or his poll numbers or other candidates, because you will literally fry this man's circuits, which is what appears to have happened in this latest clip, where he comes up with a lame response and laughs 3 different ways at his own joke and then sort of reboots his brain for the next human interaction. Just take a look. We'll play it twice so you don't have to immediately go back and rewatch it, because you're going to want to see it again.
Yeah.
Today, your poll numbers behind President Trump have been pretty substantially behind. And you
Not here.
Today, your poll numbers behind President Trump have been pretty substantially behind. And you
Not here.
Yeah, what's he even saying?
He goes, because it was like the, they're like, what do you think about
like,
the
you
failing poll
suck,
numbers?
like, your shit sucks.
Poll numbers against Donald Trump, and he goes, "Well, that's not the case here."
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought he said, but it was like, even the way he said it, I was like, what? What's he saying?
Well, that's not the case here. All right, let's go talk to some other people.
I mean, I think this man should be president.
No. I was trying to come up with a funny way of like, yeah, having him, debase himself publicly for the next couple of years would be kind of funny, but no. This is
this man's the devil, but he
is horrific.
He's not even good at being the devil. The devil is actually like fucking charming.
At least the devil can play guitar.
Yeah, and he'll give you that guitar if you can beat him in a duel.
That's right. But obviously I don't want anything bad to happen to the state of Florida. I have family there.
Well, it doesn't matter what you want; it's happening.
But it's going to be fascinating to see how he campaigns. Well, he's already losing money from endorsements and sponsors or whatever, but campaigning while his state is just going to be demolished by a hurricane, both this year and next, in the lead up to the election.
Make America Florida. No thanks, buddy.
No.
I'm good. I like my temperate weather.
Do you see the video of that house in Alaska?
Yeah.
From the glacier melt?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Definitely cut some corners on that foundation, huh?
The insurance companies are just going to have to close up and go out of business entirely.
Yeah.
Like, they can't cover anything. Mm-hmm. Hope you like living in Michigan's beautiful Upper Peninsula.
Yeah.
That's the only place we cover anymore.
Anyway, there's your Ron, Daily Ron.
With that out of the way, let's look at actual artificial intelligence, not Robot Ron, which is a great new name for him. Robot Ron, actual artificial intelligence. And like we've been saying for a while now, the future of AI, it's looking a lot less bright than all of these huge companies would have you believe. We've recently covered stories about how the AI, it's already running out of human-created input to learn off of, and has started to just learn from its own output. leading to a self-destructive and very stupid feedback loop where the AI gets dumber and dumber as time passes.
I love this so much.
But a recent study out of Purdue has shown that ChatGPT in particular is also bad at coding, which was one of the big use cases a few months ago.
That was like one of the things that people, even in our own comments, they're like, look, yeah, this thing sucks, but as a coder, it's actually quite useful. And
Yeah.
like, apparently, yeah, it was once for a little bit, but not anymore.
Here's more info on that from a recent article in the Register.
ChatGPT, OpenAI's fabulating chatbot, produces wrong answers to software programming questions more than half the time, according to a study from Purdue University. That said, the bot was convincing enough to fool a third of participants. That's great.
Hey, don't worry, we were fooled.
The Purdue team analyzed ChatGPT's answers to 517 Stack Overflow questions to assess the correctness, consistency, comprehensiveness, and conciseness of ChatGPT's answers. The U.S. academics also conducted linguistic and sentiment analysis of the answers and questioned a dozen volunteer participants on the results generated by the model. Our analysis shows that 52% of ChatGPT answers are incorrect and 77% are verbose, which is even worse, the team's paper concluded. Nonetheless, ChatGPT answers are still preferred 39.34% of the time due to their comprehensiveness and well-articulated language style. Among the set of preferred ChatGPT answers, 77% were wrong. That's great. So we made a machine that sucks, but it's
Believable.
It's only good at convincing people that it doesn't suck.
This is what is actually great about this whole thing, because all it is good at deceiving stupid people.
Yeah.
Or not just stupid people, people who aren't experts in these fields.
It's just a new method for scams.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
It's fooling studio executives into thinking that they have a shortcut to extreme profitability by just getting rid of entire creative fields. And they're being fooled the entire time into believing it because what they're looking at seems real and seems good. Well, that passes the old...
It's a smell test.
Yeah. I won't look into this any further. Quote, during our study, we observed that only when the error in the ChatGPT answer is obvious, users can identify the error, the paper stated. However, when the error is not readily verifiable or requires external IDE or documentation, users often fail to identify the incorrectness or underestimate the degree of error in the answer. Even when the answer has a glaring error, the paper stated, 2 out of the 12 participants still marked the response preferred. The paper attributes this to ChatGPT's pleasant, authoritative style. For semi-structured interviews, it is apparent that polite language, articulated and textbook-style answers, comprehensiveness, and affiliation in answers make completely wrong answers seem correct, the paper explained. Well, you got the answer wrong, but I got to give you credit for a wonderful journey getting there.
I mean, this is just true of life. If you act like you have an air of authority, people are just going to accept whatever you say as fact.
That's why CEOs love it.
Yeah.
Just like me.
It's just like me. I bullshit all day.
That's how I got to where I am today.
But I do it while seeming very believable.
And confident.
Yeah.
If that weren't bad enough, though, AI is also making the everyday experience of human users on the internet more difficult and frustrating in ways that you might not even be entirely aware of.
Cool. So in a recent article for Insider, the author Shubham Agarwal dives into many of the aggravating ways that AI has already started making things worse. The whole article is definitely worth a read and is linked in the description below, but here are some select quotes that should piss you off. First part talks about how completing CAPTCHAs when logging into web services has become needlessly complicated because AI has obviously learned to circumvent these hurdles. Usually when someone logs into the site, HBO asks them to verify that they are human by solving a CAPTCHA. You know, the little I am not a robot checkbox or the select all squares with stoplights image grids that prove to the website that you are in fact human. But this time, when users logged on, they were asked to solve a complex series of puzzles instead. The bizarre tasks ranged from adding up the dots on images of dice to listening to short audio clips and selecting the clip that contained a repeated sound pattern. These odd new tasks, ostensibly to prove users were human, haven't been limited to HBO. Across platforms, users have been stumped by increasingly impossible puzzles like identifying objects, such as a horse made out of clouds, that do not exist. The reason behind these new hoops? Improved AI. Since tech companies have trained their bots on the older CAPTCHAs, these programs are now so capable that they can easily beat typical challenges. As a result, we humans have to put more effort into proving our humanness just to get online.
I would just give up. Well, I guess I'm not watching HBO or Max or whatever it's called now. Oh well. No, I'm not doing a freaking math problem. Get out of here. Straight back to PBS.
I mean, this is good for education.
This is the only way.
When am I ever going to use this? Well, in the future, you're going to need no fucking calculus to log into a fucking website.
The problem is if you want to log on to x.com in Florida, you're going to have to list all the ways that slaves benefited from slavery.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Well, ChatGPT can help with that, I think.
As long as it learns from Elon's posts.
Yeah, the Elon's Truth GPT or whatever. The one he's training entirely
XAI.
on Twitter posts, which is literally Tay, but he's doing it again. And it's not going to be woke this time.
Further down in that article, though, the topic of AI-generated news comes up, and as you could already safely assume, the world of online news is getting real bad real fast. NewsGuard, a firm that tracks misinformation and rates the credibility of information websites, has found close to 350 online news outlets that are almost entirely generated by AI with little to no human oversight. Sites such as Biz Breaking News and Market News Reports churn out generic articles spanning a range of subjects, including politics, tech, economics, and travel. Many of these articles are rife with unverified claims, conspiracy theories, and hoaxes. When NewsGuard tested the AI model behind ChatGPT to gauge its tendency to spread false narratives, it failed 100 out of 100 times.
Oh.
AI frequently hallucinates answers to questions, and unless the AI models are fine-tuned and protected with guardrails, Gordon Krovitz, NewsGuard's co-CEO, told me, they will be the greatest source of persuasive misinformation at scale in the history of the internet. A report from Europol, the European Union's law enforcement agency, expects a mind-blowing 90% of internet content to be AI-generated in a few years. And someone posted today, I don't know how inaccurate the article was or what it was even about, but someone posted the footnote on an AV Club article that said that it had been produced using AI. So... And we already know BuzzFeed, not BuzzFeed News doesn't exist anymore, but yeah, BuzzFeed does.
It's just BuzzFeed.
It's just they're using it as well.
CNET's doing it. I think Gizmodo's doing it now.
There's going to be no human touch to anything that you consume in the near future.
Yeah, and it's all bullshit. It's literally scraping Reddit for stuff. There's no longer primary sources of information. It's just garbage.
Lake Titicaca, a hidden gem.
It's just more slop. We love our slop.
A lot of people do, apparently.
Give me that.
But not us. We are farm-to-table content for all the organic meme consumers out there.
That's right. People think it's old-fashioned to get up and be a real human being and talk into a camera and read stuff and talk about it. Well, I'm still doing it because I believe in integrity.
Yeah. We're like the people who, make chairs out of wood still, like an enthusiast.
Right. I don't do it for the money.
Yeah.
I do it because...
I make chopping blocks out of beautiful wood.
Do it for the love of the craft.
And the money. Click the join button if you want more human-generated content.
Yeah. This is my job.
Yeah.
So anyway, another huge issue, though, is scams and how AI will be able to better target and fine-tune the scam to individuals, making them much easier for your average netizen to fall for. Data from a cybersecurity firm, Darktrace, detected a 135% increase in malicious cyber campaigns since the start of 2023 and revealed criminals are increasingly turning to bots to write phishing emails to send error-free, longer messages that are less likely to be caught by spam filters. So again, there's a lot more to this article. You should definitely give it a read if you're interested in the death of the internet as we know it, thanks to companies' insistence on relying on and continuing to develop AI programs. Cool. But one of the most prominent battles against the wave of AI has been happening right here in Los Angeles.
And New York, but
but mostly here. They got Broadway. They, let us have this.
And everyone here is just so much more attractive.
That's right.
Yeah.
They got it. Yeah. Anyway, the Actors and Writers Guilds, they've obviously been fighting for, among other things, the right to exclude their work and likenesses from being just fed into an AI and then exploited. Or at the very least, be able to get paid for it each time it's used.
Yeah.
If there's even a fucking way to do that. These things are still black boxes, but that would be, That's a valid thing to ask for.
Yeah, I believe that's part of the Sarah Silverman lawsuit.
Yeah.
Because it just took all of her book and was like, all right, cool, thanks, see ya. So yeah, this has been one of the biggest issues in the negotiations, with the studios appearing as though they are not willing to budge when it comes to the use of AI. It's very strange that this is, in particular, one of their points of pain here. Yeah, it looks like everyone is right to be worried, because it was announced earlier this week that the Walt Disney Company has, quote, created a task force designed to study the use of AI and how it can be applied across their organization. And here's more on this dystopian bullshit from Reuters. As evidence of its interest, Disney has 11 current job openings seeking candidates with expertise in artificial intelligence or machine learning. The positions touch virtually every corner of the company, from Walt Disney Studios to the company's theme parks and engineering group, Walt Disney Imagineering, to Disney-branded television and the advertising team, which is looking to build a next-generation AI-powered ad system, according to the job ad descriptions.
The article continues, one of the sources, an internal advocate who spoke on condition of anonymity because of the sensitivity of the subject, said legacy media companies like Disney must either figure out AI or risk obsolescence. This supporter sees AI as one tool to help control the soaring costs of movie and television production, which can swell to $300 million for a major film release like Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny or The Little Mermaid. Such budgets require equally massive box office returns simply to break even. Cost savings would be realized over time, the person said.
Or they could just make better movies. These are the worst two examples
possible.
possible.
Like that's not even like, no, what do you mean stop making movies that cost $300 billion?
No, we're going to keep doing that. And if they fail, it's clearly everyone else's fault.
Yeah, they're betting everything on black, like every single time. And it's like, like there was decades, literally a century of Hollywood budgeting where they knew that it was better to, you fund a couple big tentpole releases that you are putting a lot of money on, and those are big, they're very important, but you're not doing that for every movie because that would be fucking stupid. But somehow that information has been lost.
It is astonishing that we've been watching this happen and play out for the past 20 years, where the quote unquote safe bet from studios on the biggest names and the most well-known franchises has, in some cases, it pays out for a while, but man, did we really need another Indiana Jones?
No.
Like, did we need another Little Mermaid or every other live-action remake that they've done?
No.
10 Fast and Furious movies, like, yeah, some of those are pretty freaking great, but not all of them, and it's clear that audiences are turning away from that.
Yeah, a movie about a fucking physicist.
Yeah.
A physicist who fucks.
And a Barbie doll.
Yeah, like it's...
Barbie is a pre-existing IP, but it not a movie.
Yeah, it doesn't... A generic Barbie movie made by committee would not have the cultural impact that Greta Gerwig's Barbie movie does.
It surpassed $1 billion, which, as I noted on Threads, that once Hollywood accounting gets done with that, it's going to have somehow lost $300
Also,
million.
they're going to feed all of their internal data into the AI, and the AI is going to be like, okay, step one, Bob Iger, your salary is getting cut in half, you fucking moron.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Uh-huh.
Also, like, all these VPs that do nothing, bye-bye.
Yeah.
And they're going to be like, all right, it's broken.
Guys, turns out a DC movie hasn't worked since 2012.
Yeah.
So maybe we should stop doing those.
Christ. The article also goes on to talk about how AI has been developed and deployed in their theme parks and resorts, with one success story being a cabin droid in the Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser, which answered questions on a video screen and learned and changed based on conversations with guests. Not only is she a great character to interact with and always available in your cabin, which I think is very cool, behind the scenes, it's a very cool piece of technology, Imagineering executive Scott Trowbridge said at the time. So the Galactic Star Cruiser was closed down due to lack of interest and financial destruction less than a year after it opened, but okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Cool. And really, how much of that is actual AI versus it just choosing a predetermined pathway of conversation based on your replies? Because that's been around for decades.
Yeah.
Remember that genie that could figure out who anyone is?
I'm on there.
Yeah. Anyways, next up, it's not really tech. Well, I guess everything's tech related, and this is no exception. You use an app to buy food these days. But this one's more of an update to a story we covered last week regarding Mr. Beast and his lawsuit against Mr. Beast Burgers for their deployment of what he described as inconsistent, disgusting, and inedible beast burgers. Well, it turns out the company who is handling his meat is now filing a $100 million countersuit against the influencer.
Oh, it's getting beastly in here.
Here's Engadget with the latest on this. The ghost kitchen company that runs Mr. Beast Burger has countersued Jimmy Donaldson, aka YouTube megastar Mr. Beast. Virtual Dining Concepts, VDC, alleges that Donaldson and his Beast Investments, BI, company failed to abide by contractual obligations, such as carrying out promotional work, and that they materially damaged its reputation. VDC is seeking over $100 million in damages, according to Variety, which first reported the news.
It continues, adding a statement from the Ghost Kitchen Company. VDC alleges that Mr. Donaldson and BI's actions have materially damaged the reputation of Mr. Beast Burger and VDC, turned away customers, and shattered hard-won relationships with vendors and suppliers, damaging the bottom lines of hundreds of restaurants across the country and around the world, and causing damages to VDC that, according to VDC's evidence and Mr. Donaldson's own estimations, are in the 9-figure range. VDC told Nation's Restaurant News in a statement. In its countersuit, VDC claims that Donaldson made disparaging comments against the company and Mr. Beast Burger. It cites several tweets, some of which seem to have been deleted, from the YouTube sensation, including claims that he wanted to shut down Mr. Beast Burger and that the company I partnered with won't let me stop even though it's terrible for my brand. This case is about a social media celebrity who believes his fame means that his word does not matter, that the facts do not matter, and that he can renege and breach his contractual obligations without consequence, VDC's countersuit claims. He is mistaken.
Damn. Well, that should be an interesting one to keep an eye on because $100 million in damages is a lot of fucking money, even for Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
Jeez, he's going to have to participate in his own Squid Game.
Have you seen, there's a recent trend that's very exciting in like the food biz. Taco Bell just got sued for none of their food looking like it does on the menu.
The images are incredible.
And I think Wendy's also got sued because I think someone saw that and was just like, oh, well, let's go. So I love this because they're never going to make the food actually look that good. It would ruin their... They're just not economically possible.
No, they'd rather pay their relatively meager fines.
I'm looking forward to the pictures of just like shitty food.
Yeah, they're in the Taco Bell one in particular. It's like
those things are like 2 inches thick. It's like, come on,
outrageous.
Yeah,
outrageous.
Yeah, everyone ordering knows what it actually looks like.
Yeah, yeah. You get what you pay for, literally.
But the picture is very, very misleading.
What do you mean this $1 burrito looks like this?
Yeah, come on.
Anyways, we'll leave you with some good news because another attempt at restricting abortion access has been shot down in Ohio, of all places.
I know.
As voters denied a proposal that would have made it harder to pass future proposed constitutional amendments in the state, including one in November about abortion rights. And here's NBC News with the update on that.
Ohio voters overwhelmingly rejected a ballot measure Tuesday that would make it harder to enshrine abortion rights in the state constitution, delivering a major win for reproductive rights supporters. Issue 1 asked voters to decide whether to raise the threshold of support required for future state constitutional amendments to 60%. Currently, just a majority is needed. The measure also proposed toughening rules for groups trying to place future measures on the ballot by requiring them to obtain signatures from voters in all of Ohio's 88 counties instead of the 44 now required. In addition, the measure would have eliminated a 10-day curing period during which groups are allowed to gather additional signatures to replace any previous signatures that officials deemed invalid. Voters, however, resoundingly rejected Issue 1, according to an Associated Press projection. The result is a clear win for reproductive rights advocates in Ohio, who'd long said that Issue 1 was designed to make it harder for their abortion measures to pass in November, an argument that several Republican lawmakers in the state have admitted to as well.
Yeah, and as people have pointed out online, it appears as though that despite what Fox and Newsmax and all of these conservative cranks would have you believe, the American public generally doesn't want you messing with the reproductive rights of women.
Yeah.
And this is a losing battle that they are fighting with all of their presumptive presidential candidates.
Yeah.
Who have been, in some cases they might believe in it, or in some cases might have secretly paid for some in the past, but can't say that they support it in any way, shape, or form because they'll never get the nomination. So they're really backing themselves into a corner. And again,
well.
it really seems like the only way that Republicans can win is if they cheat. So
that's what they're going to do.
that's what they're going to do. Anyways, remember to like the video. Give the video a like. Helps the channel. Helps us. Leave a comment. All engagement is good engagement. Reply to a comment. Do whatever you want. Make sure you like the video, though. Make sure you're watching all of our other videos and that you're subscribed to the channel. It's been a couple days, but here's Weekly Weird News and News Dump for you. Check both of those out, and we'll be back soon with more news. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.